Let's start with our feet about hip distance apart. One hand on chest, one hand on lower belly. Let's close our eyes and let's start with some nice deep breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Doing our best to quiet the top hand, to breathe deep into that lower hand, slow it down and lengthen your breath. In through the nose. If you feel you're breathing really well into that lower hand, take that top hand and place it on your low back. Our goal is to breathe into front belly and low back simultaneously. Couple more. Last big deep breath. Relax those arms at your sides. Let's go for a lovely posture scan. Eyes closed. Start by thinking about your feet, big toes, little toes, and heels, and just feeling where they have a tendency to go. So before we're correcting ourselves, let's just notice if we feel a slight lean to one side, forward or back. Just kind of notice where your body tends to like to sit. And then let's do our best to find center. Spreading the toes wide, equal weight between both feet, big toe to little toe to heel, 3 points of contact. From there, we draw our attention up through the ankles, the shins, the calves, and into the knees. When we get to the knees, we take a little pause. We make sure our knees are straight, but they're never locked. They're always a little soft. Maybe not so bent that we can see it, but you should feel that there's a little bend in the knees. And from the knees, we draw our attention up through the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. And my favorite thing about scanning through those parts is to just notice any gripping, any tightness, because sometimes we don't realize it, but we're so wound up that when we're standing, everything is tense. So let's just relax and use as little effort as possible, as much as needed. We take our hands on top of our hips. Make sure eyes are closed for this one because I want us to see if we can feel any difference from hip to hip, a hike, a rotation, a tilt, something that doesn't feel symmetrical side to side. And then from there, we bring our hands all the way up onto our ribs. We're gonna go for 5 expansive lateral breaths. We're trying to open the ribs wide without lifting the shoulders. Inhale wide. Exhale, draw the ribs to center. 4 more. Inhale wide. 3 more. 2. Last 1. And relax the arms at your sides. Let's draw our attention up to the shoulders. Bring those shoulders up, pull them back, and just relax them down. And lastly, I want us to all think about the crown of the head really pressing up to the sky. See if you can get taller. Imagine a string pulling you straight up. Everything else is relaxed. And let's inhale, palms up to the sky. Hands together in the center, interlace those fingers. We're going to lean our body to the left. You're going to feel that whole right side body stretching. You only go as far as you're comfortable. Let's take a really big deep breath here into that whole side body. Exhale, belly to spine, come to center. Let's go the other direction. Back through the middle. Let go of those fingers, turn palms to face away from the center and press the air down. Let's do that again. Inhale, palms up to the sky. Interlace the fingers. Bend over to the left, stretch that whole right side body. Exhale, center. Over to the right. Left side body stretching. Exhale, center. Inhale, and exhale, press your hands down, down, down. Let's go for a roll down. If flexion is not good for you, you're forward folding, not articulating. Exhale, chin to chest, round the body, bone by bone. Do your best to go slow as possible. Slower means more opportunity for better articulation. When we speed through it, you're just not giving yourself a chance. We hang at the bottom. If you can touch the floor, grab your opposite elbows. Even if you can't, this is such a nice way to stretch and to really hang here for a second. It's a great gentle inversion. Big deep breath into the upper back. Exhale, get a little bit lower and deeper. Inhale, hang out here. And then exhale, we let go of those elbows, bend the knees a little bit more. Push into the heels so we can rebuild the spine from the bottom to stack and stand tall. We're gonna do that one last time. Inhale at the top. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding the body forward, bone by bone. One at a time. Let the body hang as it's articulating down, down, down. Wherever the bottom is for you, let's hang there. A nice expansive breath into the upper back. One more inhale. On the exhale, we bend those knees, we push into the heels, and we rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. Stand it, stack it, nice and tall. We're gonna come onto our mat on our back. We're gonna use the Pilates ball underneath our tail to give us a little bit more movement for a nice pelvic tilt. Hips are up, send the ball underneath you. This is always optional with the ball. I just really find it gives us more space to be able to move. Relax those arms at your sides. Make sure your shoulders are not pulling away from the mat. If you need to, you can always lay with the arms palms facing up. They will be less supportive for you through the movement, but they will help you open the shoulders. Let's exhale and flatten the back. Inhale, create a little bit of space underneath. Gentle pelvic tilt. Find center and we'll go side to side. I like hands on waist for this. Really good cue for my hips and ribs to remain equal distance apart as I'm tilting back and forth. One direction, the other. Side to side. Find center, relax those arms. Let's float one leg up into tabletop and hang here for a second. Just notice your body shifting and trying to find that balance. There's a lot of work in just holding this position. It may seem simple, but when we pause and reflect, it's very obvious that it's not easy. Set that leg back down. Let's bring up the other leg. Hang here. Just let your body adjust and back down. We're gonna alternate legs if you want more of a challenge. Both legs can be up in that nice tabletop position. We can extend one leg out long and then bring it back in, or you can keep them bent. Extending long isn't always necessarily more challenging. It's just a different position. Because if I were to keep my leg a little bit straighter but still bent, it's a lot tougher. So pick the variation where you feel you're getting the most work, keeping that stability through your center body. Couple more. And let's set one foot down and then the other. We're gonna lift our hips up away from the ball. Take the ball out, keep it close by. Let's articulate the spine to come down. Keep those shoulders on the mat. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, flatten the back, peel the spine. Slow control. Remember, the slower you go, the more opportunity for articulation. So when you're rushing through an exercise, you're not giving yourself a chance to get more from it, to improve upon your articulation. 2 more. Exhale, flatten that back, nice and slow, peel the spine. All the way up. And back down. Last one, big breath in. Exhale, flatten the back, peeling the spine, slow control. Pausing at the top, really reaching the knees away from you. Sending them away. All the way down. Bring both knees into the chest and rock side to side. We're going to grab the ball. We're going to place it against opposite knee. I'm going to hold it in one hand. I'm going to push with my opposite hand into the knee, or lower thigh, I guess, towards my knee. From here, I'm just going to see if I can feel more work if I really push, hand into ball, push it, release, push, release. See if you can feel a little bit of abdominals. If not, bring up the other leg. Push into the knee with the ball. Push, push, so it's like we're pulsing. Okay? Holding into the ball, you should feel abdominals. Push hand into ball, the ball's pushing into the knee. You could do this with a yoga block if you don't have a ball. I'm going to extend my opposite arm and leg. I'm going to bring them back to the center. I'm still pushing into the ball. For 10, 9, 8, you can keep the leg bent, you can keep one leg on the floor. 7, 6, the harder I push into the ball, the more I feel. 5, don't let yourself lose that center neutral spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Relax for a second. We're going to switch sides. So we started with the ball into the knee, and we just started with some presses. Just noticing how that feels. Pushing, release, push, release, push, release. We lifted the other leg if you wanted more of a challenge. And then we push into the ball, hold, arm opposite leg for 10. Don't let anything else move. 9. Keep neutral spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Let's bring our feet down. We're going to place the ball underneath us. So we're going to put the ball underneath our back, okay? Underneath your upper back, and you're going to hold your hands behind your head, feet together. This in and of itself should be a little wobbly and a little challenging. If flexion is not good for you, just stay flat on the mat, okay? From here, we're going to curl up, reach shoulder to opposite knee, and then come back down through the middle. If you want, you can go for a bit of an extension over the ball, but that's not the goal of this exercise. I just want us lifted with assistance. Shoulder to opposite knee, back through the middle. Alternating sides. Shoulder, opposite knee, through the center. So I'm flexing up a little bit higher through the center. If flexion isn't good for you, you're alternating leg lifts. Up, center. Up, center. Now we find the middle. We let the body go over the ball if that is available to you. And then we come back up. Now we're going to go for an opposite leg lift. So I'm going to lift one leg. I'm going to bring shoulder to opposite knee, back to the center, same side. Now if I bring my knee a little closer, shoulder, opposite knee, center. That's 2, we're in for 3 more. Shoulder, opposite knee. You could straighten the leg in between if you want. Shoulder, opposite knee, last 2. shoulder opposite knee, center, one more. Keep those elbows wide, and center, set that down. We have another leg. Lift that leg up. Shoulder opposite knee, center. Shoulder, center. This is 3, 4, and 5. Leg down, let your body go over the ball if that is available to you. Nice little stretch. And let's come up onto our side. We're going to use that ball underneath our body as a tool to pull away from. So we're going to start with the bottom leg bench, top leg long. I've got the ball underneath my ribs. My hips are square, nice and stacked. I'm going to push into the ball. I just heard something crack in a lovely way. So by pushing into the ball, I'm giving myself lateral stretch on the bottom. And then I pull my body. I'm thinking of my ribs pulling up away from the ball. And then they come back down and push into the ball. Belly pulls in, pull away from the ball. And then back down. 2 more. Pull away from the ball. This is a nice gentle lateral lift. Last one. Pull away and back down. Now we're going to go for a side lift. Okay? So you can either keep with what we were doing, or you can progress to lift those hips up. Hips barely come down. Don't touch the ball. Keep the ribs lifted. Hips go up and down. Lift the top leg if that is available to you for 10, 9, head back, 8, belly's pulled in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold at the top, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's split the legs. Reach the arm we were laying on up to the sky and stretch over to the side. Feel that whole side body stretch. Try to send your breath into the ribs. Expand them wide. Let's go to the other side. We've got that ball underneath our side. We're starting with those rib lifts. So pushing into the ball, it's just a really nice stretch for that whole bottom lateral chain. And then we lift away from the ball, but I'm making sure my hips are staying stacked. Push into the ball, pull away from the ball. Into the ball and away. Down and up. 2 more, down and up. Don't skip this step. It's like the nice one that teaches your body the proper path. Now we can lift those hips, but I learned the proper path. My ribs are staying lifted, and then my hips barely come down and back up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold at the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. We split the legs, bottom arm up and over. Nice stretch. Feel that whole side body. Good. Let's set the ball aside for a second. Grab your block. We're going to go on our back. Make sure you have your block. We're going to go with our legs up to the sky. And we're going to go for our lovely T with the arms. Open the legs and rock side to side. Okay, side to side, nice and slow. Legs as wide as you are comfortable. It's a nice gentle rotation for that low back. Then we're going to let the top leg come down. Sorry, one leg come down. There's no top leg. And now the top leg gently, slowly comes to land on the bottom.
I'm going to adjust, but that's the nice way to do it. Block goes under the head. Block goes under the head. We take the back arm, we reach it up to the sky, over your head, and forward. Now the closer I keep it to the ground, the more challenging it will be. Let's do that again. Reach up overhead, so I'm thinking of a half circle or a half clock. Reach up behind you, and then we bring it back forward. We're gonna stay forward on this one. We're gonna do some leg stuff here. So my hips are nicely stacked. I take my top leg, I try to reach it past the bottom, and then I lift that leg up. I push with my heel. Now I keep my hips stacked, so if I go higher than this, I have to start to tip. We don't want to tip. Okay, we lift up and down for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep those hips stacked, 4, 3, 2, keep it open, 1, keep it lifted, okay? I'm gonna think of my knee towards my shoulder, like almost behind my shoulder, push with your heel, 10, open the knee, push with the heel, 9, keep the hips stacked, that's the hard part, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, hips are stacked, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down. Take that top arm, swoop it up overhead, nice and slow, control, and we'll end up on our back. Take the block, just set it aside, we lift the top leg. Feel that stretch for a moment, lift the bottom leg. We're gonna end up on our back, try to center yourself, straight legs or bent, either is fine. Hands together. I'm going to bring my hands to the outside of the knee I was laying on. Now, curling up head chest is optional. Legs straight or bent, either is fine. So if we bend them, we reach the opposite leg down and up for 10, or if it's straight, same thing. But we're pushing into the outside of the knee, okay? 10. Try to stay centered, 9. Push hard, 8. 7. Looking straight ahead, not up, 6. Push, 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 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Both legs into the chest, head is down, rock side to side. Let's go for the other leg. I'm gonna pivot this way. Legs are up, arms are in that nice T. We open the arms and we go side to side. We're gonna go the other way this time, right? We lay on our other side. Leg comes down, legs are in that T. We take that top leg slowly to the bottom, head on the block. Back arm reaches up overhead. Oof. Slow, 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 up overhead, overhead, overhead. The closer you keep that arm to the ground, the more challenging for your shoulder mobility. Open back up one more time. And last one, we stay here. We're still on our side. Legs are stacked, hips are stacked. I take my top leg, I lift it up. Don't let those hips tip. And back down for 10. Keep the hips stacked, 9. 8, push with the heel, 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, keep them stacked, hold at the top, bend that knee past the shoulder, but keep the hips stacked. Push with the heel for 10, open, 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 9, don't let the hips tip, 8, 7, really push, one, slowly come back down. Take that top arm, swoop it overhead. So we end up on our back again. Lift the leg up, stretch, and then the other leg up. Get rid of the block, and then we lift the body, if that's comfortable for you, to the leg that we were laying on. It goes on the outside. Lower and lift the other leg. Push, push, push for 10. 9. Push into the outside of the knee. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Both knees into the chest. Head is down, rock side to side. We're going to come to a seated position. Seated position, grab your elastic. You can sit on a yoga block if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to reach our legs out in front of us. To start, we're going to go for a spine stretch using the elastic, okay? So we reach the arms out. I'm holding wider than shoulder distance apart and there's a little bit of tension. I'm going to take a big breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to round my body forward, reaching, reaching, reaching past my legs if I can, past my toes. Pause here, big breath in. To come back up, I'm going to pull slightly on the elastic and rebuild my spine. So we're modifying our spine stretch today. Big breath in. Exhale, round the body forward, thinking of reaching up and over, up and over. Big breath in here. Exhale, pull that elastic apart. Rebuild the spine, stack nice and tall. 2 more. Big breath in. Exhale, round that body forward. Breathe in. Exhale, pull the elastic. Stack it tall. Last one. Exhale, up and over. Big breath in. Exhale, pull on that elastic. Stack it to stand all the way tall. Whew. Let's take that elastic behind our body and let's bend the knees in a nice little, I was gonna say crisscross applesauce. All right, if this isn't comfortable for you with the legs, then don't put them like that. So I'm gonna have the elastic. I've got my elbows touching my ribs, pointing out with my arms. The elastic is gonna be a little bit tight and I'm going to extend my arms and then bend them back in, okay? As I extend my arms, I'm trying to grow taller through the crown of my head and bend. Extend the arms and bend. We're gonna add to this. We're going to extend the arms, keep them extended, little bend in those elbows, and we're gonna rotate our body to the left. Tall, 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 tall. Bring it back to the center, bend the elbows in. Extend the arms out, rotate the body to the right, gentle, gentle, slow, slow, slow. Bring it back to the center and bend those elbows. 1 more each direction. Extend those arms, little rotation, center, bend the elbows. Last one, extend the arms, rotate, center, and bend those elbows. Let's come to standing. Feet about hip distance apart. We're gonna finish the way we started. Palms face up, bring the arms all the way up. Interlace those fingers. Let's bend over to the left. That whole right side body stretches. Exhale, center. Over to the right. Center. Turn the palms out, push the air down. 1 roll down, chin to chest. Articulate that spine. Slower is better. Slower is better. Let everything hang. Hang. Round that body. Big breath in at the bottom. Breathing, expanding that upper back. And exhale, bend the knees. Push into the heels. rebuild, stack it to stand all the way tall.
Oh.